Hello and welcome to the Gaming Chronicles. Today we will continue Phantasy Star 3, Generations of Doom. So let's fire it up. Alright, in our previous episode we freed a lair and the Kingdom of Divisia, they made a bit of a tactical error in capturing a lair because Loon got pretty upset because of that. So we had to free a lair and she decided to go back and try and settle him down, but that's not gonna work really. Loon is still upset about being banished to Dahlia 1,000 years ago, so he's still got a chip on his shoulder. Loon's going to stomp us flat. He might. Yeah, now everyone in Divisia is afraid, and the King of Divisia's comments are slightly comical, right? I'm sure that Loon will accept my apology. No, he won't. He's mad. Not as mad as Siren was at the, Rakians and Cyborgs, but still mad. Alright, now I got a level. I guess, in fact, let's talk about a lair. I think in my previous episode, I talked about how a lair, we didn't know why a lair came down. Well, that's not true, because in the clue book, it actually tells that a lair came down to try and establish peace between the Arakians and Layans. She wanted to try and be a peacemaker between the two peoples. Well, we know how that worked out. The Kingdom of Divisia captured her, threw her in the dungeon, and then because of that, Loon began his campaign of terror, as it says in the clue book. So that's the whole reason why Loon even attacked. I mean, he was already sore about being suspended in animation, but he didn't tip his hand until a lair was captured. He was probably waiting. I bet anything, if there was like a conversation or a dialogue that took place between them, a lair said, "Loon, I know you're mad. Arakio is gone though, so is Leia. Everyone's gone. It's been 1,000 years. Let me go down and..." She's probably the diplomat, of course. She's got that. She's got the personality probably of a diplomat. Very good with people. Loon's not so much a people person, and so she decides to come down and convinces Loon. Loon, just don't send your armies against people yet. Let's not cause chaos and havoc. If we want to go into the whole parallel universe theory, she probably could have said, we've seen what Siren just did, right? And so, and that didn't work out very well. A lot of Layans died. Unnecessary deaths happened. And so let me go down and see what I can do. And Loon probably said, okay, and allowed a lair to try and, establish channels of diplomacy. And when it didn't work, Loon flipped his cap and said, "Alright, I have it enough. I already, don't like you Arakians and you cyborgs because of what Arakio did to me. But now you capture my sister who is just trying to establish peace, so I'm going to do it my way." And then he goes and destroys Satera. So, yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Ryan as well. So, Ryan is in fact a Layan. That doesn't, the in-game text and dialogue doesn't really establish that. If you didn't have the clue book, you could kind of figure that out because of the fact that, one, he has staves. He's a staff wielder. Only Layan men can wield staffs. And he has techniques, of course. Because of the fact that he's so strong physically with his physical attacks, it kind of makes you wonder, like, is he really a Layan? Because, he's a very powerful staff user. But yes, he is a Layan, and his band of rebels were rebelling against Loon, which I find interesting that they call it a rebel group. Wouldn't it more like be like a separatist group? because the land monsters wouldn't have actually attacked them naturally anyway. They would have left the Layans alone. They were only attacking Iraqians and cyborgs, so I think it would have been more separatists than rebels. Maybe the Japanese word is very similar or the same, but separatists would be a more appropriate word, I think, than rebels, because it's not like the Layans were oppressing or attacking, like the monsters, and Loon wasn't oppressing his own people. Anyway, so another thing about Mew and Ren that I wanted to mention, and this comes from the compendium. So the compendium is gives us very little about Phantasy Star 3 versus like Phantasy Star 2 and 4, and even 1. But Phantasy Star 3, there's just a little bit of info about the first generation, and that's about all you get. A little bit about the first generation, and then it really doesn't talk much about the second or third generation at all. And let's see, I think these people don't say anything different. Yeah, they say the same thing. Okay, let's go ahead and rest and save as we continue our walk to Aridia. Yep. Okay. Anyway, so in the compendium, it does talk about Mew and Ren specifically. So Mew, that is described as a cyborg who appears like any other beautiful girl, I think is the way that it's worded. Yet she doesn't blink, of course, and she does have emotions. So Mew looks much more human-like than, say, Ren, right? And excuse me. So she does not appear to be cybernetic at first glance. With like the way she wears her, boots and gloves, that kind of helps conceal that as well. But Ren is described as a robot, like a specialist robot or something like that. And then there's like a little aside in there. Let's see, are we going the right? Yeah, we're going the right way. That says basically, not android. He's not an android. He's not a cyborg. So you can argue amongst yourselves about what that means. That's really what the compendium says. And I think that this is actually something that the Phantasy Star community kind of settled or agreed on amongst themselves for the most part. At least back when I was a participant. Twins, Ruby, Glow, Streamers. Okay. When, we're in the Landon Aridia Passage. That's right. Okay. We need to go down. Anyway, so going back to Ren, right? He is described as having no emotions. Has a very robotic appearance. Oh crap. And so I don't like these guys. Their Zan techniques are kind of hurty, but that's okay. We've got what's his face, Ryan. He really is a huge equalizer. Oh, level 2 Ryan, nice. When those more difficult mobs show up. And Ren is also described as yeah, whatever. Ren is also described as, let's see, not having emotions. And so what seems to have been agreed upon. Okay, there we go. Is that Ren is more cyborg than robot. And the reason being Nice. Let's see. Laser claw, force boot, ceramic ribbon. Okay. The reason being because he can be poisoned. And so, and I think I mentioned this before in some previous episode, that because Ren is able to be poisoned in combat, that that indicates that he has the, at least the organic parts to be poisoned. So he has to have enough cybernetic composition to be considered more of a cyborg, even though the compendium does in fact describe him as a robot. So that's a interesting thingy. Ow. Those fear moose in that foy. I mean, it's bad enough that it's deadly in Generation 1 if you come across those fear mooses, but it's still deadly, and oh crap, it's still dangerous in 2nd generation. Like just there, Nial takes 48 damage from getting hit twice by the fear moose. Okay, nice upgrade for Nial. The nice thing about Nial's adventure versus who got it? Ren? Trimates to the item. Let's give the subparts to Ren. There we go. And the nice thing about Nial's adventure versus Ain's is you get sword upgrades pretty consistently throughout. Oh man, glad I threw a heal on Nial, because this is gonna hurt. Throughout the generation. So anyway, makes Nial's adventure a little easier, especially since we don't have, we only have one dedicated healer. There we go. And actually, let's go ahead and use. Do I have any monomates? Just throw one on Mew. And one on Ryan. And just one on everybody. Yeah, I should have just redistributed her techniques for Gyrez, but that's fine, whatever. Gyrez. Get him. Nice. So anyway, going quickly back to Ren, I think it was kind of like agreed on by the community that the Phantasy Star community, at least back then, that his ability or his the way that he can be poisoned in combat makes him that way, and so he's more of a cyborg, even though he has that robotic appearance. I have no idea what the Phantasy Star community today would say about any of this. Oh, where are we? Forgot where we were. Up here. I don't have my Iridium map out. We're up there. Okay, let's go to Hazatak. Oh, what do we got here? Blizzards? That's kind of funny. Get him. Almost got the whole group. Nice, that's pretty good experience, Miss Ada. All right. Okay, more of these little guys. They're not too bad. Gotcha. Oh man, I need to walk much more east than I have been doing. Oops. I'm gonna be way farther south than I need to be. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else to mention about characters? Mew and Ren. Yeah, so Mew and Ren are vastly different cyborgs. As far as their characteristics, right? Emotions versus like having emotions versus not having emotions. The appearance of being completely human for Mew, and Ren completely looking very robotic. And you know, and there's many speculations as to why that is. One of the brief ones, and I think also widely accepted theories, is that Ren was built as an improvement over Siren. Siren was given emotions by mistake, and that's what made him go haywire, and that's ultimately what made him go crazy with hatred towards the Leyans and the cyborgs. And because Orekyo couldn't control that, that's why he was banished to Azura, right? Yeah, Azura. And so Ren was built as his replacement without emotions, so he could carry out his duties as basically, you know, a protocol robot. Let's see, human visitors. Okay, you've said the same thing for the past 20 years. We don't care. We leave the fighting. We leave the fighting to you foolish humans. Okay. So this that cyborg is definitely a pacifist, or just doesn't want to have anything to do with this fight. Journey southeast to see an amazing whirlpool. Okay. An old cyborg roams the desert north of here. Alright, yeah, we know that. To explore the whirlpool southeast of Hazatak, first find the subparts for your Ren cyborg. You know, this cyborg has been very helpful, like, in all generations. Thank you for being a helper, instead of heckling me like the one guy, or like the one cyborg saying, we live the fighting to you foolish humans. That's rude. Well, okay, it's true, but maybe not rude. But, like, okay, I get it. It's not like we want to fight. Oh, I know that Nial can't use techniques. My bad. Heal technique. Actually, let's wait just a minute, because we're about to get our 5th party member, and she can heal. And then going back, so yeah, going back again to now Mew, right? So we've encountered Mune with Reese, right? Yeah. So I think we just go right here. Oh yeah, Ren's a submersible. Duh, 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 duh. This music's awesome. And Ren's like, yeah, let's do this, boys. Let's see where this passage goes. What? A world within the world of Iridia? When Min transforms back into original form. So, I think that the music to this particular world within the world is unique to the game. So, just a variation on the main theme, right? So anyway, Mew is also said to be an a replacement or an upgrade for Mune. And so Ren and Mew are considered to be improvements upon Orekyo's, most faithful and trusted. I can't remember where I'm going. I don't have a map, but I don't think you can get lost in here. And there's no monsters, I know. Okay, there we go. It's just this temple, right? We do have to go in there, but I don't think there's anything else for us to visit. Anyway, so that's Mew and Ren, and kind of the why they were created, why they were still around after 1,000 years, and all that stuff. how they were improved over their previous counterparts. Alright, let's go in here and let's find out what's the deal. We have protected Leia for over 1,000 years. What? Or cryogenic sleep has kept her alive since the war. Leia? This is Princess Leia's younger sister. So it's interesting, or this princess is Leia's younger sister, that they call her a princess. So, indicating that Leia, her older sister, also named Leia of course, don't get confused, was some kind of a ruler, a monarch, right? Strangely enough, she is also named Leia. That is strange. That's just called lazy programming, or lazy whatever, name giving, or someone just wanted to confuse people. I don't know. Leia entrusted the future to her sister, also named Leia. Mystoke on Frigidia holds the key to the truth. Return to the desert and go southwest with Leia. The portal to Mystoke awaits you there. Alright, so we know where we're going next. Hello. I was very young when Leia fought Orekio. She left with a knight who wore a black sword. I must know the truth. Please take me along. Hey, you bet. Leia joins your party. Alright, let's make sure we've got people in the right order. Let's compare. See, Ryan to Mew. Ryan's got more health, but Mew has better defense. Defense 155. Niall's got the best defense. Yeah, interesting that Nial is more tanky than Ren. By a pretty good amount. And Leia... oh, crap. Yeah. We have to protect her at all costs for the first little while. But... she's got healing techniques. She's got the same sprite as... does she have the same sprite as anybody? She doesn't have the same sprite as Mew, I don't think. Let's just walk with her. Yeah, it's the same sprite as Mew, just different. Yeah. So this is a cool little place. Yeah. And it makes you wonder that, you know, it makes me wonder, lore-wise, right? The how and the why. How was this place built? It would have had to have been done in secret. And did Leia, the elder sister, build this place and put those, like, old guys, those elders, sages, whatever you want to call them, to look over her because she knew it was coming? Let's see. So Leia has the Mystery Star, right? Boots, Leia's bow, and the Fiblera. Now this is the first of all of so this is one of the 5 legendary weapons. It's not very powerful, but it is a key item that we will need at the end of the game. Of course, which everyone who has played Phantasy Star 3 knows. Alright, where's Submersible again? We're headed back up to the surface of Hazatak, or Iridia. Ren transforms back into its original form. The game uses it because there's no gender assigned, of course, to Ren or Mew, because they're cyborgs. They just, you know, have been given the appearance, Mew, of a woman, and Ren, not really of anything, but let's be honest, everybody who has played Phantasy Star 3 has called Ren him. That's just, you know, that's just how it's been. Okay, anyway, let's go ahead and save and quit. This has been not a long episode, but we've been walking a long time. We're tired of walking. We need a good night's rest. Even though we've already saved and quit, or saved twice during this run, or during this episode. So anyway, save in position 1, yes. Alrighty, in our next episode, we will journey to Frigidia and Mystoke. And as we can see, we're getting we're deviating a lot more from as far as like Ain's generation and Niall's generation. So anyway, we'll talk more about that, I'm sure, in the next episode. So until then, so long for now.